Hello everyone, and these next few videos are going to be a part of a playlist about the civilian respirators of, or the British civilian respirators of World War II. As you might remember, I done the World War II British military respirators and really post-war. So this time I thought I'd do World War II civilian. We are including one other respirator as well, but that's besides the point. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the first respirator we'll take a look at today. So we're starting off with the General Civilian Respirator. So of course this civilian respirator was introduced in about 1936. 1936, 1937. There might possibly be a 1935 date, I don't know. Could always be fact checks on that knowledge as well. I have two examples out here. I have one in the box and of course one outside the box. This one's in way more better condition than the one inside the box. We'll get into that in just a moment. Now of course these respirators were cheap at the time, cheap to manufacture. That being because they're literally just like this rubber, almost like rubber canvas material. And really what it is just a cellulose eyepiece, and of course it is stitched, of course, with fabric, and then it's also got a filter, a rubber band, well, a big rubber band. Of course you've got reinforcing, I believe it's a reinforcing stitch. Sometimes you would find it on the head harness as well, that it's been reinforced. And then you got this tape that goes all the way around with a context filter. And of course that's the filter itself from that line to, and it would go, so from about there to there. So of course it's a very nice example. It's in pretty good condition. The only one major critique about this one is that the buckles are rusting. But other than that, I don't wear these, as we all know. World War II, you do not wear any British or really any country's World War II respirator, simply because they have asbestos in. The British military ones would contain blue asbestos. These ones, I presume they would contain white asbestos. But that's besides the point. So we'll take a look at this one first, and then we'll take a look at this one out of the box. Well, the one in the box. And so this is the one, the very mint condition one. You might notice that I've actually put some paper in there. Reason being is because when this, as you can see, it wants to lay down flat. Of course, I don't want to lay it down flat, because then the rubber, as you can see right there, the rubber has started to deteriorate over time. This one was made by ABC, the M4, and this one's actually a nice 1937 date, and then again 1937. Of course the lot number is 71. Of course it's the same stamps on here on this rubber band type ordealio. Basically you would take this off, and that's the way you'd put on a new filter. Speaking of filter, the filter is actually made by BW&M Limited, 1936. So the filter is a 1936 that's used on a 1937 face piece. Now of course the way you can always tell what size it is actually on the head harness. So this one's a medium. So the head harness itself is made out of just canvas. Of course you got safety pins, and of course you got this T buckle in the back. You got two other safety pins, and of course you got another buckle connecting up to the rubber, and that's how it's actually connected. So the rubber is actually sewn to the fabric like so, and that's really about it. Of course some of these you'll find without the context filter. So the context filter, in the best way to describe it, it's basically like a an extra particulate filter, basically. That's the way I could describe it. Then again, it's been a long while since I actually read up anything about these respirators. I've literally had these stored for God knows how long. And of course, as you can see, the context filters being held on just by paper tape. So, as you can see, and the rubber band's actually a little bit wonky. But other than that, it's fine. You can also find the, like I said, you can also find the head harness. If you actually look on the inside, you can find this sort of material there. So that's just basically an extra reinforcing trick. Well, not trick, but something to reinforce the head harness. So we'll now take a look at the one in the box. So this is the one in the box, and as you can see, it says the word top. Of course, it's a pretty standard cardboard box. So you got a little bit of twine, and that's really how you would carry the box. I've had to tape it up simply because the box literally was falling apart. So I want to try and preserve it. Of course, it's been stapled, so you've got staples. Of course, there's the other bit of twine as well. Oh, both twine on both sides. Of course, this one has instructions, which of course tells you how the respirator should be packed at all times, and of course how to actually wear it. Now of course we open it up. There's the respirator on how it should probably be stored. So that being the filter would rest at the bottom of the box, the face piece will be facing on the top. So of course when you lift up the flaps, you should see the cellulose eyepiece. We'll take it out. And we'll also take out the strap as well. So the box itself it's just a box. Nothing special about that. Like really, there's nothing special about a box. This is the other one in very poor condition. We'll talk about the head harness because that's what I have in my hands as of right now. This is the head harness. So again, you still have the T-piece buckle. There is actually one safety pin. And this one is actually a size large. But of course, the interesting part is, so as you can see, like I was mentioning about the other one, that's a bit of the rubber canvas. And there's that reinforcing material right there. So this is just some fabric just sewn onto it, just to reinforce it. Oh, there's the other safety pin. So where's the other one then? I don't know. That's besides the point. So this is the other one. It's in very crappy condition, as you can see, literally falling apart. Then again, you can typically find these ones in very poor condition for about like £5, so they're worth nothing. Of course, you've got that reinforcing strip along there. Of course, you've got that cellulose eyepiece. I don't know whether it's actually bigger than the other one. It could be, you know. There was some sort of manufacturing stamp as well. But of course, the manufacturing stamp is actually on the rubber band. And just in case, and no, that is not the camera playing tricks on me. That is how it was installed. It was installed on the other way around. So if we go and flip it on round, this was made by Leyland of Birmingham Rubber. It is dated 1938. So it's another old one. There is actually, yeah, right there, 1938. So this was made by the filter was made by the Metal Box Company in 1938. So of course that's very nice, but then again I can't really speak too much about it as it's just in very poor condition. So yeah, not much for me really to say about this one. So that was a comprehensive video about the General Civilian Respirator. Then again, I don't make these videos very long. You can find all the information. I believe I've done all the videos covering these. and I've done an older video covering one, that being the CDR. If you like what you see, then please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Your feedback is greatly appreciated, and until then, thanks for watching.